Thank you very much, Tuni, for joining us on the show.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
All right, combating currency exchange volatility through risk management tools, that's the theme of your discussion. So tell me why this has become imperative at this time.
Well, as we all know, the entire world pretty much has been shaken, if you will, by the COVID pandemic. And what is apparent in this pandemic is that there's a lot of uncertainty. Now, with uncertainty in the markets, you require tools to sort of help you manage, the risk that you're going to face, at least to some extent. So what FMDQ has done and what we've tried to do is to see how we can educate the market, educate stakeholders on some of these tools that they can use to help manage the risk that they're being faced with at this time. So the theme for the,
Go ahead, go ahead. Go ahead, Tudi.
Okay, so the theme for the, yes, I can hear you. But so the theme for the FX derivatives webinar that's coming up tomorrow, Wednesday, 17th at 12 noon, is to basically educate the market, let them know about different risk management tools available, and particularly the OTC FX Futures tool that is product that's available, especially in this time where, as you can all see, as we can all see in the Nigerian market, the FX market is obviously facing some challenges, again, like maybe different sectors, again, in the economy.
Yeah, the Naira futures has been hovering around 550 Naira per dollar for some time now. Give us your regulatory perspective of this development.
So with respect to the Naira futures, FMDQ Exchange is the market organizer, is the sort of administrator, a regulator. We do have standards that the markets would have to abide by in terms of participation in that product. So what we do is pretty much ensure that there's transparency in the market, ensure there's some sort of governance in that market so that the product is traded appropriately. Now, what happens with respect to the rates is the market sort of participants, coming together to trade in that product. So from a regulatory perspective, as you see, we do not necessarily regulators of that product. There wouldn't really be anything that would say but to provide that market transparency so everyone can actually see what is going on in the market.
So talk to us about the parties involved in most of these contracts. Are they foreign portfolio investors or institutional domestic players?
So with respect to the transaction parties, you would have the seller and the buyer. And in this situation, the seller, the sole seller of the product of the futures contracts is the Central Bank of Nigeria. And its counterparties would be the deposit money banks, who are actually futures banks. Now, what you would find is the futures banks do purchase these contracts for onward selling, if you will, to their clients, which would be the foreign portfolio investors, even local importers, different stakeholders, essentially anyone who has an FX exposure that they would want to hedge with the.
Hello, Tuni.
Yes, I can hear you. Did you get the last thing I said?
Okay, yeah, all right. The exchange has seen the development of the green bond issuance rules by the Securities and Exchange Commission. It will, however, appear that there are more laws and rules that the market is in application or anticipation of, such as the laws for repos. What are the preparatory ground towards realizing these goals?
So the goals with respect to the bond market, essentially what we're trying to do is to develop the non-sovereign green bond market. And apart from developing the non-sovereign green bond market, is to let the market stakeholders sort of understand the benefits of green will. And again, with this coronavirus pandemic, the importance of sustainability cannot be overemphasized. So what FMDQ is trying to do with its partners, FSD Africa, as well as CBI, Climate Bonds Initiative, is to come together, come up with a program to help develop the Nigerian non-sovereign green bond market. With respect to repos.
Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So with respect to repos, FMDQ is launching a repo with collateral management products, again, to bring in new sort of products in the market that can be traded, that are actually needed and useful in the market. So FMDQ is working with the market participants, most especially the banks, we're working towards launching the repo with collateral management product.
All right. Thank you very much for your time. Tumi Sekoni, the Managing Director, FMDQ Securities.
Thank you very much.